Thank you, Lord.
Where in the world we are right now? Fairbanks, Alaska.
My name's Colorado. I've been hunting my whole life, guiding, outfitting, and hunting.
Where in the world?
30 years now, I've made my living outdoors.
Somewhere in the outback.
We're in Mongolia.
Hello, Argentina. Right on the LP show.
Red Square, Moscow, Russia.
Howdy, Colorado. Welcome to New Zealand.
Where in the world?
I just love it so much. I'm gonna keep on loving it if it don't kill me. If I had it my way, I'd take the whole world hunting.
Where in the world are we headed this week? We're headed to Alaska, Fairbanks, to hunt with Joe Letarte, an outfitter and a friend that I've hunted with many times. This trip is due to a drawing, and the drawing took place because of the help of Frank Cole and the guys at WTA. Jeff Sipe is one of my closest friends. He also manufactures the perfect rifle. We both put in for a tag for the area that Joe operates in. You gotta apply to draw these tags for these caribou. It's very difficult to draw. We both know that there's world-class caribou in this area, and I'm hoping that this turns out just half as good as I know it can. Hope you enjoy the show.
We are heading to Alaska with Colorado buck. We're on our first stage. We're in Kalispell, Montana, getting ready to board a plane to Seattle, where we'll meet Colorado, and then we're going to take our final leg to Fairbanks on an epic adventure.
This is our jumping off point. We're here to see Joe Letarte. We're in Fairbanks, Alaska. It's the middle of the night. We're going to go get our gear stowed, get up in the morning, take our bush planes out, and go hunting with Joe Letarte. This is the Joe Letarte story. You hear a lot of stories about Alaska. I've hunted Alaska a lot, and it's one of the more difficult places to hunt due to weather, mostly weather, and the logistics of getting from one place or the other. You've heard probably most of you that's hunted Alaska or up in that far northwestern country about people getting weathered in, and you do. I've heard stories about people going up on bear hunts and being in a tent, a 10-day hunt, and they never got out of their tent. And that's just the weather. You can't control the weather. But the same thing can happen the other way around, which is just what happened to us. We flew into Fairbanks. We're in Fairbanks. We get a room. We're ready to go the next day. We can't wait, except for we get word that they can't fly. So we're not weathered in camp. We're weathered out of camp. We can't get out of town. Welcome to Alaska. We actually were supposed to leave at 7:30 this morning, but we couldn't because of the weather. And I've been here several times, and that's just part of Alaska hunting. So now, we not only didn't go out this morning, we can't stay at a motel that we was because we're booked up, so we're at a new place. And I like this place better because it's got moose and caribou, bear, and everything that we're chasing right here, just, kind of wet our appetite. And this happens day after day after day, and our hunt is only so long. We've drawn this tag. We're not going to draw. The chances of us drawing this tag again, once we've drawn it, is pretty slim. But about day 4, when we're sitting in, I know everything in the menu at the restaurant. I can walk all over Fairbanks. I can tell you everything, every store where, how many steps it is here and there and back. It was getting old. You wondering where in the world we are right now? Fairbanks, Alaska.
Where in the World is Colorado Buck is brought to you by Norma Ammunition, precision ammunition for the serious hunter. Nikon Optics, trust earned. Nikon. Midway USA, just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Worldwide Trophy Adventures. The Mule Deer Foundation. Kenetrek Boots. And the Colorado Buck Special Edition Rifle. This segment brought to you by Norma Ammunition, precision ammunition for the serious hunter.
And finally, we get a little window so we can make one flight. Meaning one guy gets to go in. And I said, Jeff, it's you. I thank the world of him and sincerely do. I don't know many people like him. With the things, everything that he does it with, he pours his heart into it. And it doesn't matter, it's his faith, his family, his work, it doesn't matter what he's doing. He really cares, and he tries to do the best at whatever he's doing. You just don't find a lot of people like that anymore. And if he's your friend, you got a friend. And he is my friend. He makes my rifle. We've done a lot together. He just works. And for him to get a break like this, it meant a lot for me to be able to share that with him. And so we get one flight to go out, and there's no question. I said, it's you. You're going. You get on the flight. So he flies out. We're hoping we're going to get to go, but we don't. Weather comes back in. We're sitting in Fairbanks, and we finally get to go. When we get into camp, I have no idea if Jeff has had a chance to get out and go hunt. I know nothing. That's what's going on today. A lot of shuffling back and forth, shuffling people, shuffling gear, some of the game that they've taken. We've been 5 days here trying to get to this spot. We finally made it in today. The wind's been blowing like crazy. The weather's been terrible. It's supposed to stay nice. We'll hunt all these mountains right here out of this camp. And I've hunted here with Joe before, and it's one of the neatest places you'll ever go. The quality of hunting that he has here, and the selection meaning a lot of species. You can hunt multiple species right here out of this camp and walk into it. So that's what we'll be doing, but we're finally here. And tomorrow, we'll start hunting. Has heard it, but you need to remember, no matter if you're driving in your pickup, if you're flying in, particularly if you're flying the airport, you better go check your rifle. And all of us got down there shooting the rifles, checking them in, and a couple of the other hunters that was there in camps noticed that I was shooting with no recoil. There is no recoil to the rifle. It's very, very slight. So you're paying attention when you're pulling the trigger. The more you shoot the rifle, the more you pay attention to nothing but the crosshairs, just the crosshairs. You're not tensing up. You're not preparing for any type of recoil, even subconsciously. You can take whether it's on purpose or not. You take your rifle and you shoulder it. You get it tucked into your shoulder, and you're going to shoot it. I've seen people don't even realize they're doing it, but you'll watch their gun move a little bit because they're tighten up their muscle, their shoulder muscle. The more that you shoot this and you tuck it in there and you realize there's no recoil, you become a better shot. And you become a better shot because your focus changes. And if you're making people better shots, you're helping them be better hunters. And those guys that was watching me shoot, you watch everybody when they shoot, see how where their rifles are and all. And a couple of those guys come up and asked to could I shoot your rifle? And I said, sure. So we got different ranges, dialed them in, we shot it, and they went and ordered them some rifles, Colorado Buck Special Edition rifles. A lot of people's doing that now.
Follow Colorado Buck and all his adventures on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Where in the World is Colorado buck. This segment brought to you by Nikon Optics. Trust earned. Nikon.
When we get into camp, I have no idea if Jeff has had a chance to get out and go hunt. I know nothing, except for when we get there, everybody is totally exhausted and wore out. They made a hunt, and obviously an outstanding opportunity for him. Could he make the shot? And he did make the shot. He made the shot because he had the right equipment. Not because makes rifles and he's a good shot, because of that, plus he had all the right equipment. He was shooting the Colorado Buck Special Edition rifle. And this rifle, I put my thoughts of my life of hunting around the world into this rifle. And all the things that I've run into, weather problems, you get the wood stocks and they get wet and swell up, and then you got a problem because it's touching the barrel. It's fully Cerakoted. It's got a Nikon turreted scope on it. We're shooting the Norma ammunition, which there isn't any better ammunition than Norma. They're all dialed in to match each other. So it's this simple. You range it. You get your laser force binos. You range it. You dial it. And you shoot. This is a long shot. It's not something you just whoop up. I think it's about so far distance and pull the trigger. You know, lob one up in it ain't a Hail Mary hunt. And none of them should be. But he's got all the right equipment. He dials the rifle in. Perfect shot, long distance. But he's able to, and they're not getting any closer. But not only did he take the opportunity, he capitalized on it, and he was able to make what happened happen because he had the right equipment.
This has been an adventure that I can say is quite possibly one of the greatest adventures I've ever had. We came to Alaska, Colorado and I, in search of caribou, and we certainly found it. Came up here, got up about 11 o'clock up on top. We spotted the first herd of bulls. Started trying to climb over to get a better view. Spooked some cows up. That got the bulls moving further up into here. We basically had to set up on a far hill over here. We set up at 520 yards, and we sat and waited. And we waited for about an hour and a half, maybe a little bit longer, and waited for him to get up. He got up and stretched, and one shot, 520 yards, Colorado Buck Special Edition rifle, 300 Win Mag, the Nikon scope with the XR turret, turned it right to the 520 mark, and boom, dead on. Norma ammunition. This has been a bucket list item of mine since I was a young boy, watching my dad hunt Alaska, watching him hunt caribou, and this has been an experience that I will never forget.
None of us, I shouldn't say us, none of them really knew what kind of caribou Jeff had taken. But I did. As soon as I seen it, the second I laid eyes on it, I knew this wasn't just this is a world-class caribou. This will probably go in the all-time record book. I mean, it's just that magnificent. First couple days that we were hunting, we went to some little areas where they'd seen some caribou moving through. He has, in this particular area, some of the finest moose hunting you'll find anywhere. And it depends upon the weather. I've seen as many as 11 different trophy bulls in one day. Just phenomenal. You know, they're there or they're not there. And sit up here and just keep glassing. There's some things moving around. It's getting up toward midday. When they're moving, it looks like they're moving up out into kind of the open where they can see a long ways and bedding down. There's 16 sheep that moved up on a ridge there, and I'm watching. They're starting to bed down one at a time. Joe spotted a couple caribou. So we're just dug in and glassing. So far, 16 sheep and 2 caribou. You know, there's a lot of things I like about the new Nikon binoculars, especially this laser force binocular. The more you look through your binoculars, the more successful you're going to be. That's just the way it is. That's how you find game when you use your binoculars. And when you can judge the distance correctly, because you've got a rangefinder in the binoculars, it takes so much of the guesswork. It takes all the guesswork away. We're going to hike back down this drainage, the end of it, to the next river that it meets, and that's where camp's at. We've hiked all the way up this drainage. Is a pretty big valley, and we've glassed all the hillsides, all the feeder canyons. We've seen a couple of bull caribou, nothing we wanted to go after. Seen a lot of sheep. Go to the big river that this feeds into tomorrow and hunt there, glass all that, and keep hunting. But that's the way it goes. Sometimes I've been up here where it's like this one day, and the next day there's moose and caribou and sheep all over the place. And today's just been kind of a dry day, but we're in a good place.
Where in the World is Colorado Buck is brought to you by Norma Ammunition, precision ammunition for the serious hunter. Nikon Optics, trust, earned, Nikon. Midway USA, just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors. Worldwide Trophy Adventures, the Mule Deer Foundation, Kenetrek Boots, and the Colorado Buck Special Edition Rifle. This segment brought to you by Midway USA. Just about everything for shooting, hunting, and the outdoors.
We're hunting moose and caribou up here, and we left them, come over here to hunt caribou and run into moose. It just wasn't legal, and there are some monster bulls up here, both caribou and moose. But you get no situation, you sure do. Wish it was a legal bull. Would be nice. Almost too easy. You traveled a quarter of a way around the world. International flights, domestic flights, and then bush planes, and a landing place at the bottom of these mountains. You climbed all the way to the top of the mountain, and you're right where you need to be when the moment of truth, if it comes, that shot. What makes the difference is how this performs and that little bullet right there. If you're up here and you're wondering, I did save a few dollars on my ammunition, I hope it works out right. I promise you, if this is in your backpack and it's in your rifle, that thought will never cross your mind. Safe. Put these out and just start scooching to him with the cameraman behind me. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay. We had to descend a long ways, just literally crawling to get down and move, and watching the caribou moving a little at a time. You get to a point where you know that's it. You're not getting any closer. You're going to spook the game, and then it's game over. So you got to take a shot at that distance. I ranged it. I dialed it, and I got my caribou. Look at this caribou. That is a beautiful caribou. We crawled from the top of that ridge all the way down, and by the time we got to the bottom, it was still 400 yards.
Was it really?
Hunted them all over the place, but these up here in Alaska are the biggest ones that I've hunted so far. Look at the body of that.
Yeah.
What a beautiful.
Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, awesome.
I appreciate you very much. Now it's starting to rain. We're in the bush. That's all right. We just got to get back to camp, which is a pretty good long way. Only a couple miles. That's a wrap. I do hope you enjoyed the show. It certainly was challenging, fun, and memorable for both Jeff and I. And this area has so many special things going for it. And Joe Letard is the outfitter that hunts this area. If you're interested in hunting Alaska with a class act, a good guy, and a great area, get in touch with him. Jeff, couldn't imagine sharing this with anybody besides you after all we've been through. I'm very happy that you took the animal you did. Thankful that we both got an opportunity, particularly for what all we went through. Know when you go to Alaska, the things that happen to us, they can happen, and they do. But if you stick with it a lot of times, you get good results. Thanks for watching. Please catch us somewhere else in the world for a brand new one next week. Until then, God bless every one of you, and good hunting.
Closed captioning provided by Rocky Top Outfitters. Book your hunt with Colorado today at HeyColoradoBuck.com. We'll see you on the hunt.